Hey, what is going on, guys? Xpertfusion here, and in this video I'm doing my Season 7 Walking Dead finale review, full review. There's Black Ops 2 gameplay in the background. I think I get a swarm in this gameplay, I'm not too sure. I just kind of had some leftover gameplay. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll use this for background gameplay, because what else am I going to use, right? So, this is the Season 7 finale, and so far, it's been out for a few days. It came out like 2 days ago. And I've been reading a lot of reviews, watching a lot of reviews. I wanted to wait to do my review just so I can get more knowledge about how other fans feel about the show. And I am completely surprised and kind of disappointed in some ways by how the fans reacted to this episode. So yes, tons of fans loved it. Don't get me wrong. There was tons and tons of fans who absolutely loved this episode and said it was one of their favorites, said it was amazing and all this type of stuff. And then there's the big part of the fans who just completely bash on this episode. They say it was terrible. They say it was the worst finale ever, especially on IMDb. If you go on IMDb and you see the ratings, this episode is like 8.1 rating, which is just complete bullshit for this episode. This episode deserves at least a 9.5 rating for how incredibly amazing it was. And I feel like there's so much, so many fans now of this series, so that the Walking Dead hate kind of like bandwagon has just increased so much. Same with Call of Duty, same with anything popular. The bandwagon starts coming on and people start just absolutely hating on it. And the hate bandwagon for season 7 has been terrible, man. There's been so many haters on this season. All the episodes are getting rated down in 6 stars and 5 stars because of people just rating them 1 stars and stuff like that. And just reading reviews and watching videos and stuff, there's just tons of people that hate on this, and I just don't understand why. Because it's really not that bad. This is one of the slower seasons, one of the more build-up seasons, more character developing, less action, less walkers, less intense things happening every minute, more of development and build-up for our characters in the community. Since there's just so goddamn many of them now, we have to, have slow episodes and slow moments to make All Out War in Season 8 a lot better. So there was also people telling me they thought Negan should have died in this episode, and that's why they were disappointed. Like, a lot of the people complaining were non-comic book readers, I could tell, because the comic book readers, obviously, this episode was very similar to the comics, and it gets people very excited for All Out War. But a lot of non-comic book fans, they tend to just complain that they want Negan done with. And a lot of people are saying Negan's just annoying, and yeah, he's supposed to be kind of annoying. I mean, that's just kind of who he is. And there's just, I don't know, a lot of them, yes, like I said, are non-comic book readers, or people that just don't know what the comics are, and they expect the story to be done completely. But if they rush it, that's just really dumb. They build up this thing for a whole season. You really think they were just gonna do one little battle and then that's it? No, they weren't gonna do that. They were gonna have a whole war across a whole season, and I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that. Like, I mean, people have been saying they've been building this up for over 2 seasons, which is really not true. They've been building up the war for about half a season, and they've only really had Negan for a season. So before that, they mentioned the Saviors a few times, but there was never actually, a primary story arc revolved around the Saviors until like the end of season 6. So yeah, it's been like a season with the Saviors, only like half of the season with the build up to the war. And with 5 different communities and so many different characters, over 50 characters with names, and just so many storylines and so many side arcs and so much stuff going on, it's hard to keep everything, fast-paced. It's hard to make everything go through. I mean, you need time in between things. Like, I saw somebody who was complaining, and I was like, okay, well, how do you want the Season 7 to go? How would you like it to be rather than how it was? People say, Episode 1, Negan kills Glenn and Abraham. Episode 2, Negan comes to pick up stuff at Alexandria and kills Spencer, and war starts. Episode 3, Rick's group attack Sanctuary. Episode 4, war continue. Like, are you kidding me? You want all that to just be summed up in literally 4 episodes? That is ridiculous, man. That is completely and utterly ridiculous. You can't do that. Shows that rush things tend to be sloppy and terrible, and The Walking Dead is not doing that. They are letting storylines breathe out, giving us good character development, giving us good dialogue and symbolism and flashbacks and story arcs that are not primary to the plot but also add to it in some way, shape, or form. And they're doing it wonderfully. Yes, there's been a few episodes this season that have been a little bit overkill in terms of, adding a lot of stuff in that doesn't really need to be there, but doesn't mean it wasn't a great season. It was a fucking fantastic season. So to get into the review of the episode, because I've already been 5 minutes in the video and haven't really reviewed it, I would have to say, gotta be my favorite finale of all time, my third favorite episode of all time. I'm actually going to be doing a top 99 episodes eventually, ranking the worst episode all the way to the best. It's going to be a long-ass video. It's going to be fun. I'm also going to do a reading hate comments video. Hate comments on Walking Dead Season 7 primarily, going through IMDb reviews and stuff like that, reading all the bad reviews and talking about them with you guys and stuff like that. A lot of Walking Dead stuff coming lately. I'm actually very excited for some Walking Dead content I'm going to be bringing coming soon. But let's get into the review of the episode. So, one part of the episode that I'm going to nitpick, because nothing's perfect. Of course, there's always problems with things. Nothing's perfect. Even the greatest episode has some problem with it, and even the worst episode has something good about it. That's kind of has true with everything. Only few nitpicks I have about this episode I wanted to talk about is a few of them I really don't think they could have controlled. One of them would be I wanted to see more of Shiva the tiger, just a little bit more. I mean, she did kill 2 people, which was great, but maybe like you could see like Ezekiel be like go 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 Shiva or something and aim at somebody and show Shiva run at the person, maul the person. I don't know, something like that, just like a third or fourth person maybe. But I understand they couldn't probably do that because yes, there is a budget here and the CGI tiger is very hard to do, and I'm sure even just showing it the little bit they did was a lot. So I'm very happy they at least showed it in the first place and didn't just skip over it completely. So I'm happy for that. But that's one little nitpick. Another thing, Dwight, they should have showed Dwight do something in that war. Like maybe, Dwight is behind 2 saviors and they go around a house. Dwight looks behind him, makes sure no one's looking. Maybe Dwight shoots the 2 saviors in the head. I don't know. It just shows that Dwight is definitely on our side 100% to kind of further the story a little bit, because he didn't show any signs of being on our side during the war, at least during the start of the war, and that's something a little disappointing. Jesus also, we didn't really get anything badass with Jesus. I thought we would, because there was some pretty badass Jesus moments during this battle, specifically in the comics. We kind of just saw him shooting a few times, nothing really badass in particular. What else could we have gotten? Eugene, I'm liking what they're doing, Eugene, honestly. A lot of people are complaining about it, but I think it fits his character. I'm going to do a video on that eventually, talking about what the hell is up with Eugene, and we'll go over that. One other thing I'd like to nitpick is the fight between Michonne and that scavenger. I feel like it could have been done a little bit better, maybe a little bit more intense. Maybe even made it so it wasn't a girl and it was like a big tough guy to make it even look harder for Michonne. I don't know. I felt like it was a little less than what it could have been, but still loved it. Now let's get into the things I fucking loved about this episode. And there's a lot of them, so I'm just going to go scratch the surface on things I loved. First of all, it was entertaining as fuck. Really entertaining. One of the most entertaining episodes we ever had. Very action-packed because, that's why it was entertaining. That's one of the reasons. Sasha's death, I thought was done very, very well. Very reminiscent of her brother Tyrese and how he went out. I love the flashbacks. Yes, the scenes with Sasha and Abraham did kind of drag on for a while, but I thought they were very important to her character, and I loved how they kind of showed her basically killing herself in the beginning, and we didn't even notice. We just thought she was just falling asleep or something. I don't know. That's what I thought. And no, it was her taking the pill and dying. And I really liked that. I really, really liked that. And another thing I loved in this episode, I loved Negan. I love Negan all the time, obviously, but this episode, he just stood out to me. I don't know why. He just said some things and acted some ways. I think it was just how Jeffrey Dean Morgan was acting, honestly, and just the quotes and the lines he says, they're just fucking hilarious, and I absolutely love him. Very similar to the comics over the past few episodes, at least. He's been great, man. He really makes the show great, and he's what's made Season 7 so much better, honestly. Like, Negan has done so much. He's kind of like Shane for Season 2, how Shane kind of made Season 2 amazing. Even though Season 2, yes, is probably one of my least favorite seasons, Shane definitely made up for it. And Negan, even though I still love him this season, Negan is definitely making it even more of a love for this season, to be honest. Negan's just makes everything better, honestly. If Negan's in the episode and it's a shit episode, I don't care. Negan's in it. It's great. It's kind of how it works. And then I loved the battle, of course. The battle was great. Especially the music was intense. It was amazing. I love the soundtrack for The Walking Dead. It's one of the best parts about the whole show is Bear McCready and his soundtrack making skills. It's just absolutely incredible. The music that was playing when Shiva came in and Ezekiel came in, he was like, "You will not take down Alexandria, not today." It was so badass, so amazing. Love how Carol was fighting side by side with Ezekiel. I loved when Morgan came up and stabbed that guy in the head with the stick, and you see Rick look at him and give him a little head nod and then start shooting his AK. Loved that. That was one little touch that made this episode literally 10 times better. Like, that's a small part, but I loved it. I loved stuff like that. And of course, we had so much symbolism in this episode. We had the watch, we had Dwight's little thingamajigger. I don't know what to call it. Just so much stuff. I mean, the fact that Rick was going to blow up Eugene in order to kill him I thought was incredible. I loved the whole twist with the scavengers, how they were working with Negan. I thought that was very clever. It was predictable, definitely, but I know a lot of people who did not predict it whatsoever, and were completely surprised by it, which was great. What else was fucking incredible? I love Rick, man. His acting is just incredible. Andrew Lincoln's incredible. When he was telling Negan he's gonna kill him again, same way he did in the beginning of the season, I thought was fucking incredible. I love when they do callbacks to earlier things and stuff like that. Just gets me going, man. It just gets me fucking going, and I absolutely loved how they had that again, and it was just so great. So I love how Carl started the fight too. When he started shooting those three scavengers, and started basically the whole war in the first place. And man, it was just it was great. You know, I loved Maggie in this episode. I loved Daryl. I loved what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Fucking Scott, which you probably don't even know who Scott is because he's one of those side characters. But they actually gave him some scenes, which was great. Eric shooting in some scenes. You know, there's a lot of side characters that they're giving more screen time with, and I love that. Most likely they're going to get killed off next season, just because they need some people to die in all that war, primarily side characters. But yeah, so I think that's the overall review for this episode. Fucking loved it. Very excited for Season 8. I'm going to be doing prediction videos for Season 8, top 99 episodes of the series, because there's been 99 episodes so far, which is crazy. I'm going to be doing Season 7, reading hate comments about it, doing more stuff like that, just having fun with this, having fun with the overall video making that I can do. I obviously have been pretty slow with making videos as of lately because I've been really fucking busy with work and school and stuff, and just haven't had much motivation to make videos. But with The Walking Dead, I love making Walking Dead videos, so I will always do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.